Okay, so I'm here with Daniel. Daniel recently finished his 12-week program and he's here to talk about it. So, Daniel, if you can introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm Daniel. I've worked in IT for the last 30 years, so mostly sat behind a desk. Um, Nearly 50 years old, and wanted to make sure that I'm still around to see my grandson in another 20 or 30 years' time. Um, didn't feel great about myself. Felt I was quite overweight. Clothes didn't fit very well. Uh, didn't do much exercise. Um, I knew what to do, just didn't have the motivation or the skills, I guess, to challenge myself to do it properly. And this is where this program came in.
So, how did you feel before you started then? What was life like?
Quite sedentary. So I've got two bikes that spent most of the time in the garage doing nothing. I went out for the odd ride occasionally, but nothing serious. I've ridden quite a lot in the past, but the last couple of years since lockdown, I guess, didn't do much exercise. Um, Recently got a new job, so spending a lot of time, concentrating on that and working and sat behind a desk, as I say. And knew that something had to change. I was slowly putting on weight. I put on a lot of weight over lockdown. I'd lost some of it, but not enough. Um, Clothes didn't fit. I was buying stretchy jeans because they were more comfortable than regular jeans. Um, and yeah, I couldn't, just didn't do any exercise, and walking or running upstairs just you know finished me off. So something had to change.
How did you feel about yourself at that time?
um I guess I felt in a bit of a rut. It was just day to day life was, that's what you do. Sort of have breakfast, sit down in front of the computer, have something for lunch, and have a big meal for tea, and then have a beer or half a bottle of wine or something in the evening, um, and then go out at the weekends or whatever. So yeah, I didn't make time for myself. It was all either work or just sat around watching TV or something, but not being healthy. Um, yeah, didn't feel great, and yeah, I didn't want to just carry on doing that.
Had you tried anything yourself then I know you said you shifted some of the weight, but not enough. Had you tried anything concerted to try and shift that last lot off?
Yeah, tried some horrific. It's called the GM diet, which is quite, it's 7 days of eating virtually nothing, just literally fruit and veg. And actually, it does work, but it's temporary. Um, I lose maybe 4 kilos in a week, which is quite a lot. Um, but within a month, you put it back on because you just revert to eating the same old stuff and processed foods and drinking Diet Coke and that sort of stuff. So um, yeah, what needed was a mindset change rather than a diet change. Although it turns out that happened as well, which is good.
So how do you feel now then, having gone through the 12 weeks? And I know you're still doing your own stuff now, 'cause I know it's a couple of weeks ago when you finished, but yeah, how do you feel now?
Feel amazing. Yeah, I've lost, well, now since in the last couple of weeks I've lost a bit more, so I've lost over 15 kilos since middle of May. Um, I have completed 3 park runs, so 5K park runs. I've done probably another 6 or 7 5Ks in my own time, sort of on my own during the week. Um, Bearing in mind I haven't run since I was at school, so 30 plus years was the last time I did any running of any sort. Um, I'm out on my bike every other day. I'm running the days in between, and going to do park runs for fun because actually I really enjoy it, and it's really social. It's actually quite nice, with other people. Running with other people is a lot easier than running on your own. Um, I've lost a huge amount, of weight. Clothes are falling off me now, so I've had to buy a whole new load of clothes and t-shirts and jeans and so on. Socks and shoes are still the same size. Um, but yeah, feel so much more energy. Got so much more energy. The intermittent fasting So I don't have breakfast, drink a couple of pints of water in the morning, and then have a balanced lunch and evening meal. And I've just got energy as soon as I wake up. I can go for a run first thing. I can go for a run at the end of the day, and it's all good.
Wasn't all just balanced meals throughout there, was it? There was other things you did through the program as well, weren't there?
Yes.
I just don't want to give this impression that you're eating sort of salads every single day and things like
No,
that. Obviously, I've
no,
seen your
not at
food
all.
diary. I
No,
know what you're
no.
eating.
We've had weekends away. We've had pizzas. We've had burgers. It is, whilst it is predominantly quite high protein, I've cut out pretty much all processed foods. So I can't remember the last time I had a pie or something. Really, so we've had pizzas, but they're sort of handmade, fresh ingredients and that sort of stuff. I had a McDonald's meal breakfast bun thing a few weeks ago after a gig, and I needed it, but it tasted horrible. It was just you could just taste it was full of fat, and I never really liked sweet things, but I've completely cut out sweets and chocolate and cake and all that sort of stuff. But I know that actually, if I did want that, I could have that, and as long as I commit to doing something before or after, I can balance whatever the intake of that is with doing some exercise or eating something differently. So yeah, it is all about balance. I could go and have a pizza or a burger or something and not feel bad about it, but I wouldn't want to do it every day. And that's the mindset change. Is previously it would be like, oh, I'll have one yesterday, so I might as well have one today, and then I'll have one tomorrow. And you just get into that habit of eating badly. So yeah, that's what's changed. I just eat properly, I suppose, is probably the right way to put it. Or
Was
properly.
was there like a key point for you in the program? Was there a key turning point?
Um, yeah, the intermittent fasting, I think, is the thing that really changed the way I approach how I eat. As I say, I used to have a big bowl of muesli or cereal or something in the mornings, or toast or something like that, and a couple of cups of coffee. So now in the mornings it's 2 pints of water, so a pint as soon as I wake up, pint maybe an hour later. Only drink black coffee anyway, so have a cup, limit yourself to probably 2 cups of coffee a day. The turning point really was after the first 2 or 3 weeks, noticing the weight had really dropped off me, and I had to make a new hole in my belt, and the jeans fitted again without being stretched. And I think it probably took that 3 weeks to realise that it was making a difference. And that was about the time I started the Couch to 5K running, and I felt I could, even though the first session nearly finished me off. But yeah, I think week 3, week 4 was when you suddenly realise that, hang on, this is going the way I want it to go. And because it was done incrementally, changing one thing a week is really easy to do. It sort of creeps up on you, and before you know it, you've completely changed how you approach food and diet and that sort of stuff. And you're heading for the vegetable and fruit piles in the supermarket instead of the pies in the frozen section. So yeah, that was probably the turning point.
Are you happy with the routine? Are you happy with the meals? Are you happy with all the habits you've built?
Completely. Yeah. I still buy a load of apples and then just let them sit in the fruit bowl. I don't know
We
why.
can't fix everything, can we?
Actually, really like apples. I just prefer other food that's in the fridge or in the bowl. But yeah, I'm eating a lot of fruit, a hell of a lot of veg and salad. Quite a lot of nuts as well. So even though nuts are quite high, in calories and fat, really high in protein as well. So I guess it's a more Mediterranean diet than a burger or American diet, I guess. But yeah, it's good. It's totally sustainable for me.
Awesome. So what does life look like for you now then? What's the future hold?
More of the same. Yeah. So I don't want to lose a huge amount more weight. I've say today hit my target weight. I'll carry on exercising. I'll carry on eating. If my weight drops a bit further, that's fine. What I don't want is to go the other way. So I know what I need to do to sustain that. I know how much food I need to eat to be able to do the exercise that I do. And yeah, it's sustainable. And some of the tools and the tips and techniques you've provided over what to do when things go pear-shaped. They're tucked away, ready for when I need them, when it's cold and wet and windy and I don't want to go out. Although, I've already bought, leggings, wrong word, but running short trousers and stuff ready for winter. So I'm already prepared.
No, it makes sense. And I think, you made a comment before, was it family member or something? You're just not dressed for it or something, wasn't it? There's some saying that
there's no such thing as bad weather, just inappropriate clothing. Yeah.
There you go. So you bought your clothes and you're ready for it. But yeah, you're exactly right. And I think, it's really important to look at those sort of times when things can go wrong, because right now they haven't. Right now things are going really well, and you've got some ideas around how to balance things out, and obviously you're where you want to be, which is amazing. 2 years time, some things may have drifted away, but you've got those bits waiting for you, haven't you, that we did, so that actually, should you notice a decline, you know exactly what to do just to get back, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know what I need to do to recognise that things are going pear-shaped. So, whilst I'm not weighing myself every day, I'll carry on weighing myself once a week. And I'll know, I guess if you eat badly and you put weight on, it creeps up on you. But actually, if you monitor what you're doing and you're conscious of what you're eating and what your intake is, and the days or the weeks where I want to take a week off exercise, I'll eat less. I did actually take a complete week off during the 12-week course, and I still lost weight. And then when I started, ran again the next week, PBs. So it was that week actually was quite nice. But just the trick is not to make that every week.
Yeah, it's about that habit, isn't it? Having a new normal, as it were. Have you been in this program? Has it affected anyone around you? Has it affected your work in any sort of way?
Yeah, absolutely. Work for a start. I had to go and buy a load of new shirts. So I started a new job in June, and my shirts now hang off me. So I've had to go and buy a load more shirts for work and trousers. My partner has lost more than a stone. So what's that in kilos? 6 kilos, something like that, 7 kilos. Just by virtue of having the same evening meal as me. So, she'll still have breakfast or something different for lunch, but actually, she's changed her evening meal habits, and we're not sat in bed drinking a bottle of wine and eating crisps or chocolate or something. So, it is rubbing off. And even one of the kids wanted to eat the same thing as me for a week, and she's given up on that. But for the week, she did it and saw what happened. It has made a difference to other people around me.
Awesome. So if there's somebody watching this who's, either in a rut or, as you say, know what to do but just can't do it, or just doesn't know what to do, and they're thinking about, should I work with Chris or not? What would you say to them?
Don't hesitate. I wish I'd done this 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when I'm now fitter than I've ever been. Even when I played football at school, I couldn't run for 40 minutes non-stop. I haven't weighed this little since I was 18, I think, probably, when I was standing up in retail and spent 40 hours a week stood up running around carrying TVs and things. So I've got loads of energy. I've got a grandson that I can play with, and can't wait until he's big enough to kick a football around. The only thing that's stopping you is you, and that is totally true. I knew what to do. I knew calories in versus calories out. Do exercise, that sort of stuff. I just didn't have the willpower or motivation to do it, and now you can't stop me. I'm going out for a run after this just because I want to. Yeah, even though it's 32 degrees at the moment.
It's a bit warm, isn't it? A bit warm.
It is a bit toasty. Yeah.
No, fair enough. Now, well, yeah, I think going on to that, I think it does come down to calories in, calories out, and that sort of thing. Of course, it does, but I think there's smarter ways of doing it, isn't there? I think you can sometimes overcomplicate this stuff. Getting to scanning all your barcodes and weighing out all your chicken, broccoli, and rice, and it's just
Didn't do
not the
any of
way.
that. Yeah, didn't have to do any of that. It was just changing potatoes for veg. So half a plate of salad or vegetables or whatever, anything fresh. Quarter of a plate of carbs and a quarter of a plate of protein, and that's it. And I didn't measure anything, didn't weigh anything. Drinking quite a lot of water, so that was quite difficult early on. Sort of drinking sort of maybe 4 liters of water a day. You get to visit the toilet quite a lot, but that wore off, and eventually that went away. And now I'm still drinking 4 liters of water a day and back to normal again. So yeah, it's good.
Like I say, it's lots of little things that all add up, isn't it? And that's the thing. You've over the course of time, you've built this up, but I think you've done it to a way that suits you. It suits your lifestyle. It suits your family. Suits your work. And it's going to continue to work, isn't it? And like you say, you've got the tools should you need it in the future, should things not work, which is spot on. I think we've pretty much covered everything. Anything else you think we've not gone over? Anything else you want to cover? Anything else you want to say?
Well, thank you. I think
You're welcome.
Literally from the bottom of my heart, because I know I'd still be eating crap and sat behind my desk not doing anything. Maybe going out for the old ride because it's sunny out. I certainly wouldn't ever be running in the rain or going out for fun to run. Just thank you, and anyone else who is considering it, just get on with it, because no one's going to do it for you. And one day you'll look back and think, damn, I wish I'd done it sooner. Yeah.
And that's the thing on that point. It's exactly that. No one can do it for you. I can give you the tools, the tips, some structure, some accountability, but like I say, you're the one that's gone out running in the rain, and hats off to you. You've gone out and done it, and very easy to work with. Just got on with stuff, because you were committed, and I could tell that from the start. It's something you wanted to do. There's no hesitation, and then you just got on with things. So yeah, exactly that. I think just take action. You've just got to do something, haven't you? It doesn't have to be everything. It just needs to be something.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be. I haven't been out for hours on end doing exercise. It's literally 20, 30 minutes a time, 3 or 4 times a week, and the results are dramatic. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, your before and afters are on my website, aren't they? So people can go and look at those.
Yep.
And yeah, I think you should be proud of
those.
Yeah, they're decent. I think you've done, like I said, I think you've done a cracking job. You've just got on with stuff, and genuinely, it was a pleasure to work with you, because you just got on with it. There was no excuses. We would make sure something was realistic, and then you'd go and get on with it. And I wish you the best of luck in the future. And thanks for taking your time out to talk to me.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Oh, actually, one thing I will point out is don't underestimate the power of the weekly calls, the group calls. Everyone's different. Everyone's on a different journey, but it's really, really motivating to see other people on that journey with you, even though it's they're all pointing in the same direction, but in different paths. That is really motivating. So it's definitely worth making sure you join these calls.
Awesome. Well, Daniel, have a good one, and I'll speak